Hey guys, Robert here from The College Investor, and I am excited to talk to you today about a common question that I get asked at least once a week, if not like 5, 6 times a week. And that is how to get started investing after college. Specifically if you're in your 20s, but really like just basically how to get started investing. So I want to talk a little bit about some different things that I think about when I give advice on this topic, and I want to share some thoughts about why it's important to start get started investing in your 20s. So first off, I want to share with you a little data. So according to a recent Gallup poll, about 26% of people start investing before the age of 25, which I think is really awesome. And another like about 20% or so start investing between 25 and 30. So a good like third to a little less than half of people get started investing in their 20s. And that is awesome because the thing about investing is it's a game of time. And the one thing that you have going for you when you're in your 20s is time, right? As you get older, you have less and less time to save and allow that money to grow into the future. So simply by starting earlier, you automatically set yourself up to have better investing and wealth building over time. So let me give you an example here. If you start investing at age 22 with the goal of reaching $1 million at age 62, that's 40 years. And if you want to achieve that goal, at 8% annual return, it would take you about $3,600 per year to achieve that goal. Now, $3,600 per year could sound like a lot when you're 22, but honestly, it's not that much money. And that's awesome. If you keep doing $3,600 per year every year, starting at age 22, you could have $1 million by age 62. Now, what happens if you wait? What if you waited just 10 years and you started at age 32 instead of age 22? Well, if you were to start at age 32, the same thing would take you $8,200 per year to reach that same goal. I mean, that is a lot more money. It's still not outrageous, but it's a lot more than $3,600 per year. It's over double. And that's just because you waited 10 years and you have 30 years versus 40 years to allow that money to grow. So you basically probably already knew some of that, but I just really love to share some numbers there behind it because that is really startling to me. The earlier you start, the less money you have to invest over time to achieve the same goals as someone that's starting in their 30s or even worse in their 40s. So start early. Start right when you get that first job after college, and you will start seeing real progress over time. So when you get started investing, do you need a financial advisor? And honestly, I don't think that most 20-year-olds that are getting started investing need a financial advisor. And I talked to a lot of experts, including financial advisors and wealth advisors and financial planners, and most of them agree that in your 20s, you don't need a financial advisor. The reason is because you don't have that many decisions to make. You have a little bit of money, you don't really have a lot to pay a financial advisor, and really the biggest thing is in your 20s, the biggest thing that's going to build you wealth over time isn't your financial investments or what you invest in and all that kind of stuff. It's actually your savings rates that you put into your investments. So what I mean by savings rate is basically how much you save every single month and every single year. That's going to be the biggest thing that decides how wealthy you're going to be in your 20s. It's not about your investment allocation. It's not about what you do with your money. It's just simply the amount of money you save. So honestly, I don't think people need to get hung up on this need for professional financial advice in their 20s. You know, I believe that people should go see a financial advisor around life events. And when I say financial advisor, I really believe that people should see a fee-only financial planner. And a fee-only financial planner is someone that you'll pay a flat fee to, and they will give you a financial plan. And the reason I say you should only do this a few times in your life is because typically that financial plan will work for a long time to come. So I think if you really want to after college, it could work. You could go see a financial planner and they will give you a plan. And that plan should carry you forward until your next life event. And for a lot of people, that next life event is going to be marriage. So after you're combining finances, that could be a really great time to see a financial planner, because now you got two people, you got long-term goals, you got a family you're thinking about, and that can make sense. And if you see them at your wedding after you're married, then the next time is maybe when you have kids. And then the next time is maybe when you're thinking about retirement. And then the next time is when you're in retirement. So you see these life events, they are great times to see a financial planner. But once you see that financial planner, that same plan should carry you forward until your next life event. That's why I don't like people that manage fees with assets under management. And this is where they take a percent of your money every single year to manage your money. And it can make sense for some people, but if they're not doing anything for you every year, why should you be paying them every single year? Because honestly, that same financial plan you get right when you get married should last you for 5-7 years. And there's no reason to be paying more and more fees every single year just to get the same financial plan that you already set up. So, that's why I think it's really, you don't necessarily need a financial planner in your 20s to get started. You could really go one of two routes. You could go the self-directed route, which is where you open your own accounts and do everything yourself. And honestly, I think most 22 to 29-year-olds should do this because their number one account is going to be their 401k or 403b or whatever their employer-sponsored plan is going to be. That's going to be the biggest way that most 22 to 29-year-olds start investing, and that's self-directed. The other route you could go is with a Robo-Advisor. These are things like Wealthfront or Betterment, where they do charge you a fee every single year, but they take care of a lot of the background stuff for you, and you basically just deposit money in these accounts, and these companies handle the rest for you. That's why they're robotic advisors. They take your information and they build a plan for you automatically. So as you get started, just keep that in mind. Those are the two real ways that you should go when you're in your 20s. And it's really about what kind of account you open. So like I said, the number one way that people in their 20s are going to start investing is through their employer plan, a 401k or 401 or 403b. It could be a thrift savings plan if you work for the government as well. But realize that this is essential. As soon as you get your first job and as soon as you qualify for your employer plan, you need to start investing in it, at least up to your employer's match. Because most employers typically match anywhere from 3 to 5% of your pay up to a certain percentage, maybe dollar for dollar, or 50 cents on every dollar you contribute. Whatever that match amount is, you need to take advantage of it, because that is free money that you are leaving on the table if you do not start contributing. So literally they are like, here, take some money. And the sad part is most people aren't taking that free money. So make sure when you get that offer and you get that 401k, you start contributing to it immediately. The second way that I think most people 22 to 29 should start investing is in their IRA. So you could open a Roth or a traditional IRA. Remember, a Roth IRA is after-tax money, and you get to take it out tax-free in the future. And a traditional IRA is pre-tax money, so you get a tax break today, and then you pay taxes on the money in the future. There's pros and cons to each, and that could be a whole video in itself, so we're not going to go into that too much right now. But the biggest thing is if you're going to open an individual retirement account or an IRA, this is where you could go that self-directed route, or you could choose a robo-advisor like Betterment or Wealthfront, and they could help you allocate and choose what investments that you should be in based on your risk tolerance and your goals and the time frame that you want to invest in. So really keep that in mind, guys. The next question I get a lot is, how much should you invest? Because this is the key factor, is the amount you invest will equal how much wealth you have in the future. And the easy answer is simple. You need to save and invest until it hurts you to save or invest anymore. Because honestly, if you're not saving until it hurts, you're probably not saving enough money. So what does saving until it hurts means? Well, you should make saving and investing mandatory. As you're looking at your budget, this isn't discretionary funds. This is money that you should be putting into your savings and investments before you start looking at your living expenses and how much you can spend going out to dinner. These are mandatory expenses. You should treat your savings and investment just like you treat your rent. It's really important that you save automatically into these accounts every single month. So how much is enough? So you should be taking advantage of your employer's 401k up to the match. I challenge you to take it up to max out your IRA contribution every single year. So for 2016, that's $5,500 per year. And then also I'm challenging you to max out your 401k contribution. Now this one's a little tougher. That's $18,000 per year. So that's about $1,200 a month right there. And that's a lot of money. But I challenge you to shoot for that, because the more you save today, the better off you're going to be in the future. Now, if you can't quite hit those goals yet, I understand that. And that's why it does have to hurt a little bit. So if you're not quite there yet, I challenge you to give yourself $100 more a month beyond what you're currently doing. So make it hurt a little bit, make it sting in your budget, and see what you could do to try to achieve those goals. Now, I don't want you to forget that, a budget has two sides to it. So you have the amount that you earn, and then you have your amount you spend. But we're talking about like making your investing and savings as part of your mandatory spending. Well, remember, you could boost your income too. So, if you're trying to put an extra $100 into your 401k every month, maybe you consider side hustling, driving for Uber a couple days a week, so that you can get that extra $100 and you can put that into your savings and investing accounts. So those are my thoughts on how to get started investing in your 20s. I also have some mock portfolios. If you think that you want to invest yourself and you want to do the self-directed route, on the blog today, in this blog post that's linked right here in the comments, you can go and see our asset allocations that we based on the Boggleheads and some really low-cost index funds. They're mock portfolios, and they might work for you. I think you should definitely check them out. They're great ways to get started investing in your 20s. Now, if you don't want to do it yourself, remember you always have the Robo-Advisor route, and we like Wealthfront and Betterment as the Robo-Advisors. And you can find links to both of those in the article that's linked in the comments here, the Start Investing After College article. So hopefully you found this valuable, and I hope that you see that it's really easy to get started investing after college in your 20s. And it doesn't take as much work as you think, but it really pays off in the long run. The more you invest, the more you will have wealth in the future. So guys, hopefully you like this video. I really appreciate it if you subscribe to our channel, and you will get the latest updates every time we post a video, which we're shooting for about 1 to 2 a week. And we try to deliver great content. If you have a comment or a question, leave it in the comments below, or leave it on the blog, guys. We try to respond to every comment on our blog. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week.